I trusted my best friend, but she betrayed me. The kind of friendship that felt like home. Ariana Johnson believed some friendships were chosen by God. That was how she felt about Betrayal Carter. They met in college, two black girls navigating a mostly white campus, bonding over late-night talks, shared playlists, and the quiet pressure of having to be strong all the time. Betrayal had a loud laugh and a fearless mouth. Ariana was calmer, observant, the one who listened more than she spoke. "You're my person," Betrayal once said, wrapping an arm around Ariana's shoulders. Blood couldn't make this closer. And Ariana believed her. By 2025, they were inseparable adults in Atlanta. Careers building, lives changing, still sharing everything. Ariana worked in digital marketing, steady and focused. Betrayal bounced between creative gigs, chasing dreams with confidence and chaos. They had keys to each other's apartments. Shared passwords. Inside jokes no one else understood. When Ariana started dating Marcus, a quiet, thoughtful software engineer, Betrayal was the first to know. "I like him," Betrayal said after meeting Marcus. "He's solid. Don't mess this up." Ariana laughed. "You're acting like my older sister." Betrayal smiled. "Someone has to protect you." That night, Ariana lay in bed smiling, grateful. In a world where trust felt rare, she thought she had found something unbreakable. She didn't know that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes, it comes from the person who knows where all your soft places are. The first sign was small, easy to dismiss. Betrayal started asking more questions about Marcus. Not casual ones, specific ones. How much does he make again? What days does he work late? Y'all still not arguing? That's suspicious. Ariana brushed it off. You're reading too much into it. Just looking out for you, Betrayal replied lightly. Then Betrayal began showing up more often when Marcus was around. Suddenly free on nights she used to be busy. Suddenly interested in dinners she once skipped. Marcus was polite, respectful. He never crossed a line. But Ariana noticed something else. Betrayal studying him when she thought no one was watching. Laughing a little too hard at his jokes. Touching his arm when she spoke. You good? Ariana asked one evening after Betrayal lingered long after Marcus left. Why wouldn't I be? Betrayal replied quickly. Too quickly. Ariana told herself she was imagining things. Best friends didn't betray each other. Not like that. Not after everything. Still, something shifted. The ease was gone. Conversations felt guarded. Betrayal stopped sharing details about her own life but demanded updates about Ariana's. Trust, Ariana would later learn, doesn't shatter loudly. It thins. Quietly. Until one day, it's gone. The truth arrived on an ordinary Tuesday. Ariana's phone buzzed while she was at work. A message request, from a woman named Talia. I'm sorry to bother you, the message began. But I think you deserve to know the truth. Ariana's chest tightened. About Marcus and Betrayal. Her hands shook as she read. Talia explained she had seen Marcus and Betrayal together, multiple times. Not friendly. Intimate. Holding hands. Kissing. Once leaving a hotel downtown. Ariana felt sick. I thought you should know because Betrayal told people you and Marcus were on a break, Talia added. And that she fell into it. The room felt too small. The noise too loud. Ariana called Marcus immediately. Straight to voicemail. She called Betrayal. Hey bestie. Betrayal answered cheerfully. Tell me the truth, Ariana said, voice flat. Are you sleeping with Marcus? Silence. Then a sigh. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. That was it. No denial. No apology yet. Ariana hung up before she screamed. Some betrayals hurt because you lose love. This one hurt because she lost trust, history, and the version of herself who believed loyalty was guaranteed. They met the next day. Neutral ground. A quiet cafe. Betrayal arrived first, eyes red, makeup flawless. Marcus came later, guilt written all over his face. Ariana didn't yell. "I want to understand," she said calmly. "Why?" Brielle cried. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I was lonely. You had everything. The job. The relationship. I felt invisible." "So you took what was mine?" Ariana asked. "I didn't take him," Marcus interrupted. "I made a choice." Ariana looked at him. "Then own it." Brielle reached for Ariana's hand. Ariana pulled back. "You lied," Ariana said softly. "You watched me trust you. You listened to my fears. And you still did this." "I thought you'd forgive me," Brielle whispered. That sentence broke something final. Forgiveness assumed entitlement. As if Ariana's pain was just a phase. "I trusted you with my life," Ariana said, standing. "You don't get access to me anymore." She walked out alone. For the first time in years, she felt empty, but also clear. The weeks that followed were brutal. Marcus tried to explain. Brielle sent long messages. Apologies layered with excuses. Memories used as leverage. Ariana blocked them both. She cried in the shower. In traffic. In silence. She mourned the friendship more than the relationship. Therapy helped. So did journaling. Her therapist said, "You didn't lose them. You lost who you thought they were." That truth hurt, but it healed. Ariana learned to sit with loneliness without running back to familiar pain. She learned that betrayal says more about the betrayer than the betrayed. Slowly, she rebuilt. New routines. New friendships. Careful, honest ones. Boundaries that felt like self-respect, not punishment. She stopped asking why me, and started asking what now. Months later, Ariana ran into Brielle at a grocery store. They locked eyes. Brielle looked smaller somehow. Uncertain. "I miss you," Brielle said. Ariana nodded. "I know. I wish I could undo it." "I don't," Ariana replied gently. "Because it showed me who I needed to become." They stood in silence. No reunion. No closure hug. Just truth. Ariana walked away lighter. Trust, she realized, is sacred. And not everyone deserves access to your heart just because they once had it. In 2025, Ariana learned a hard lesson many Black women learned too late. Loyalty should never require self-betrayal. Love should never cost your dignity. And trust, real trust, is earned continuously, not claimed by history. She didn't lose everything. She lost illusions. And in their place, she found herself. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal itself. It was the silence that followed. Ariana had spent years sharing everything with Brielle. Voice notes, screenshots, midnight breakdowns, dreams spoken before they were fully formed. Now, her phone was quiet in a way that felt unnatural. She would reach for it without thinking. Then remember. At night, the silence screamed the loudest. No "did you eat?" texts. No memes. No laughing until her stomach hurt. She grieved like someone mourning a death. But unlike death, betrayal left questions alive. Was any of it real? Did Brielle ever love her, or was she always competing? Some nights Ariana wanted answers so badly it hurt. Other nights, she knew answers wouldn't heal her. They would only reopen wounds. So she learned to sit with the quiet. And slowly, the silence stopped being empty. It became space. Ariana stopped telling the story as, "what they did to me." Instead, she began asking, "why did I ignore the signs?" Not to blame herself, but to understand her patterns. She realized she had confused closeness with loyalty, longevity with safety, shared history with shared values. Her therapist said, "You were loyal. They were familiar." That distinction changed everything. Ariana started practicing something new. Discernment. Not everyone who laughs with you celebrates you. Not everyone who calls you sister protects you. Some people love you only until you stop shrinking. One evening, months later, Ariana received an email from Betrayal. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't dramatic. It was honest. Betrayal admitted she had been jealous for years. Of Ariana's steadiness, her confidence, her ability to be loved without begging for it. I didn't want Marcus, the email read. I wanted what you represented. And instead of facing my insecurity, I destroyed our friendship. Ariana read it twice, then closed her laptop. She didn't reply. Not because she hated Betrayal, but because closure doesn't always require conversation. Sometimes, peace comes from choosing not to reopen doors. Trust didn't return quickly. Ariana became cautious, observant. She listened more than she spoke. She noticed how people reacted when she succeeded, how they spoke about others behind their backs, how they respected her boundaries. She learned that trust is built in consistency, not promises. And for the first time, she trusted herself more than anyone else. That was the real breakthrough. A year later, Ariana met Layla at a co-working space. No instant bond. No oversharing. Just mutual respect. They built their friendship slowly. Coffee after work, honest conversations, space to be human without pressure. One day, Layla said, I appreciate how you don't force closeness. Ariana smiled. I learned the hard way. This friendship felt different. Safe. Balanced. No competition. No ownership. Just presence. Looking back, Ariana no longer defined that chapter as loss. It was initiation. Betrayal taught her boundaries. Boundaries taught her self-respect. Self-respect taught her peace. She stopped romanticizing loyalty that required her silence. She stopped explaining herself to people committed to misunderstanding her. And she stopped apologizing for choosing herself. Ariana once believed betrayal meant failure. Now she knew better. It meant growth. She didn't walk away bitter. She walked away wiser. Some friendships are for seasons. Some for lessons. And some end so you can finally begin. And Ariana began again. Not broken. Not guarded. But grounded. Ariana didn't plan to tell anyone. But stories have a way of escaping silence. At a small birthday gathering, someone mentioned Betrayal casually. Didn't she used to be your best friend? The room went quiet. Ariana took a slow breath. She did. What happened? Someone asked gently. Ariana paused, not because she was ashamed, but because she finally had the power to choose how the story was told. She broke my trust, Ariana said calmly. And I chose myself. No details. No drama. Just truth. Later that night, a woman she barely knew pulled her aside. Thank you for saying it like that, she whispered. I'm going through something similar. Ariana realized then, her healing wasn't just personal anymore. It was communal. The universe has a sense of timing. Ariana ran into Marcus at a networking event months later. He looked older. Quieter. You look strong, he said. I am, she replied. I'm sorry, he added. I lost more than I thought. Ariana nodded. That's what betrayal does. He wanted to talk more, to explain, to revisit. But Ariana smiled politely and excused herself. Not every conversation deserves a sequel. Ariana noticed something new about herself. She no longer chased clarity from people who caused confusion. She no longer explained boundaries. She no longer stayed silent to keep peace. Her no came without guilt. Her yes came without fear. She was softer, but sharper. Kinder, but clearer. Betrayal didn't harden her. It refined her. One Sunday morning, Ariana wrote Betrayal's name in her journal. Not to reopen wounds, but to release weight. I forgive you, she wrote. Not because you deserve access to me again, but because I deserve peace. She closed the journal. Forgiveness didn't mean reunion. It meant freedom. When Ariana started dating again, it was different. No rushing. No proving. No ignoring red flags painted as passion. She dated men who respected her pace, who listened when she spoke, who didn't feel threatened by her boundaries. And when something felt off, she walked away, without explaining herself into exhaustion. That was new. That was growth. Sometimes Ariana imagined what she would say if Betrayal ever truly listened. She would say, "You didn't just betray me, you forced me to stop abandoning myself." But she never sent it. Some truths are for closure, not delivery. Ariana became intentional. She showed up for people without overextending. She listened without absorbing. She loved without losing herself. And when younger women came to her with stories of broken trust, she didn't rush to give advice. She simply said, "You're not weak for trusting. Just wiser now." 2 years later, Ariana sat on her balcony at sunset, journal in hand. She thought about the girl who once believed loyalty meant endurance. The woman who learned loyalty must begin with self. She hadn't lost her capacity to love. She had found discernment. And that changed everything. Trust is not blind. Friendship is not ownership. And betrayal, while painful, can be a doorway. A doorway to boundaries, to self-respect, to peace. Ariana closed her journal, smiled softly, and whispered to herself, "I didn't survive betrayal. I transformed through it."